Hello and welcome to the Stonewall Online. I'm Ernie Stone, the only person for the Stonewall, and I'm here with some NFL playoff predictions. Now, I know what you're thinking. I didn't pick any games wildcard weekend, but you know what? I'm tired of other people looking silly with their picks and the crazy games that nobody expects. I saved myself the embarrassment, and hopefully you can value my picks a little bit more. So now that I've seen all these teams in action, except for the bye week teams, obviously, I'm going to pick not only the games for next week, but the games all the way through the Super Bowl. So the first game is the Arizona Cardinals at the New Orleans Saints. The Cardinals are not a very good road team, and whenever critics pick them to win, they lose. I think that the Saints are going to run the ball extremely well in the second and the fourth quarter. The Saints are going to score before the half like they always do, and they're going to win by a considerable margin. I see them winning by a score of 31-14. I think that they're going to be up big all game. It's never really going to be contested. The Superdome's a really tough place to win, and I don't think of any of the teams, the Cardinals are the team of the Constitution, to go in there and pull out a W. So I have the Saints winning 31-14 over the Cardinals. The next game I'm going to pick is the Jets at the Chargers. Now, Darrelle Revis, there's not a doubt in my mind that he's going to shut down Vincent Jackson. Unfortunately for the Jets, Philip Rivers is the quarterback, and he can check down to many options. He's going to find Sproles, he's going to find Gates, he's going to find Floyd, he's going to find Tomlinson. He's going to look for the third and fourth receivers. They're really going to spread out this defense. I see the Chargers having a little bit more success on the ground this game. I think they're going to come out and try to establish that, like they have the last couple games. Run it 10 times, even if it's 10 times for 30 yards, they're going to just keep at the ground game and hope for the best. I think they're going to have enough pass rush from the linebackers, which has gotten better, to keep Sanchez on his heels. I don't see him playing well against a talented and now experienced cornerback group in Kaysen, Cromartie, and Jammer. If you can attack the safeties of the Chargers, you might have some success, but I don't see him having the time to do that. So therefore, I have the Chargers winning 17-9. The next game I'm going to pick is the Ravens at the Colts. Great game. The fan bases are terrific. You know, I think that the most underrated defensive tandem in the playoffs, maybe in all the NFL, every single game, week in, week out, is the combination of Mathis and Freeney on the end. They're going to make life miserable for Joe Flacco, and their small and quick linebackers are really good to stop Ray Rice. I think Willis McGahee is going to be the factor back for the Ravens if they have a factor back. I expect the Colts to make the Ravens score. I don't see Peyton Manning turning it over like he usually does in the playoffs this game. I think that the Colts saw what the Ravens can do with turnovers, which is convert, and I think they're really going to adjust their game plan. I think the Colts are going to come out. It's going to be a really close game. There's not a doubt in my mind that's going to be close. But I see the Colts surprising a lot of people. People are kind of down on the Colts. I see them coming back, rebounding, and they're going to beat the Ravens 17-13. The last game I'm going to pick is the toughest game for me because I think it's kind of a mismatch. Each team has their own mismatch. The mismatch for the Cowboys is that the Vikings are a much more talented team. But the mismatch for the Vikings is that they don't have a lot of preparation. In the last couple weeks of the season, they weren't playing too well. Usually, I don't factor that in the playoffs, but the Giants were an awful team the last couple weeks. And although the Vikings were good enough early in the season for me to know that they have the talent to win any game that they play, I see the Cowboys riding the momentum of their first playoff win in a long time, and I see them going into Minnesota where nobody's won this season, and I see them pulling off the upset. I don't know how much of an upset it's going to be in terms of the odds. I see the Vikings defensive line shutting down the Cowboys' run. I think Romo wins it with his arm late. I think the Cowboys win 31-28. Usually I wouldn't pick against Peterson and Favre. Um, but there's something about the Cowboys. It's just kind of a gut feeling. I'm going with the Cowboys 31-28 over the Vikings. Now, the AFC Championship game is going to be a great game because the Colts and the Chargers. Um, History shows the Chargers are going to go in and beat the Colts. They could beat the Colts in RCA, which was a much harder venue to win at. But the noise at Lucas Oil Field escapes. It's much easier to beat the Colts now at home. However, I think that the Colts are the surprise. Not a surprise team. They're 14-2. I'd be naive to say they're a surprise team, but people are kind of down on them, and I really see them rebounding really well. I see them committing to the run game early, and I see them abandoning it late because it won't work against the Chargers. I think this is going to be a great duel between Rivers and Manning, to me, the two best quarterbacks in the NFL. But I think the Colts come out. I think Peyton Manning wants to win another Super Bowl before it's too late. And this is maybe the best chance he's going to get. They're the one seed. They have home field advantage. They don't have to face the Patriots. And for that reason, I think the Colts are going to win. The Colts are going to win by a score of 24-16. Now in the NFC, the Cowboys already went in and beat New Orleans in New Orleans this year. And I don't see that changing. I think they're going to beat New Orleans again. New Orleans is a team that, 50% of their game is their offense and, beating you with turnovers on defense as well. However, another 50% of their game is really just a mental edge, just this unparalleled enthusiasm they come into each game with. And that's not going to be there against a team that knocked them to the ranks of the undefeated, really changed the dynamic of their season. The Cowboys know they can win, and I don't know how much I trust Sean Payton in pressure situations. I'll find out, when this game happens. But until then, I'm taking Wade Phillips. I'm taking the Cowboys. I know I hate the Cowboys, but I'm taking the boys. I'm taking them to beat the Saints 31-20. And so the Super Bowl is going to be a matchup of the Colts and the Cowboys. I think the Colts are going to come in and just steamroll the boys. I mean, I'm saying that because I hope it happens, and I think it's going to happen. I think the Colts are really going to come in with this edge. They want to win a Super Bowl. They're hungry for it. I'm going to have Manning finding Clark twice for touchdowns. I think the Colts are going to win 21-7. It's going to be a boring game. I don't see it being too exciting. I see the score being tied in the first quarter, 7-7, and I see the Colts just kind of riding the wave, dealing with the Cowboys' early momentum swings, and holding out to win. So I have Peyton Manning winning the Super Bowl again, the second time in his career, adding also the fourth time he's won MVP this season. These are my picks. This is what I do. I don't play sports. Well, not football at least. I'm not very good at the sports I do play. I pick. I'm pretty good at it. So give me your feedback. Disagree with me if you want to, and just let me know. My name's Ernie Stone. This is the Stonewall, and take care.